Can we get a price range tutorial on how to manually do it? Asking for a friend.
What do you mean just a price range tutorial? I mean, it's simple. Very, very simple. Price range. Where something is in an uptrend and then it breaks the upsides and then it sells off. And it just creates this range. So, I don't know, you've got the bottom of the range, the top of the range. And it's obviously, you know, there's low risk areas for longs and there's high risk areas for longs, but low risk areas for shorts, high risk areas for shorts. So what will happen is, you know, you'll get stuff like this where you'll create at the beginning, you'll have a highest high and the lowest low most of the time, and then from there your price at, you know, you then plot those horizontal lines at the beginning, and then you see how everything, you know, all the price action plays out in the future if the range develops, right? So what could happen is like it falls below it and then eventually gets back above it, right? But then there's like the new like part of the range, kind of like what XRP did, you know, it starts getting a range, or it's like the lowest risk area part of the range, a little bit higher risk, you know what I'm saying? And then it can't really break above that resistance and sells off again, but by this time maybe divergence occurs and stuff and you're really exhausted, and man, like right there it can bounce, back test, and then run all the way up to the top of the range again, right? That's what we call these ice lines, you know, supports, Wyckoff stuff, you know, and terminology. And then when you break above critical old supports, they become resistance. You break them, then you back test them. That's the action of that is the spring. And then, you know, when you back test, that is I guess you just call it the back test of the spring. And then when that happens, a lot of times you can get violent moves to the upsides. There's enough demand. And so, yeah, I mean, these are nice 3-to-1 reward to risk. Whether you decide you can layer in, you can take a long, one can take a long at the top hard and they keep selling off. You take another long, all right, and then, but you got to be careful because of this price action. You might want to keep if you got lots of upside potential and you're going to play the whole range. I mean, you got, even like this, you could have gotten stopped out. But maybe what you do is you don't go long till you see the breakout and you're like, okay, what do we always do when we get those breaks? Just go back. I mean, it's like, look what happened. You know, you had a support and it broke down. Oh, this is exactly what the example pretty much just did that I'm giving. Look at it. It's like, oh my God, we broke out bearishly on corn. But then, you know what happened? Look, oh my God, there's divergence. Look, all right, low, lower low. I mean, it just, the lowest low, divergence, and then you can see divergence here on the MACD too. You know, at these supports, the ranges, you're looking for divergence. It makes it so much more reliable. If you can identify that stuff, man, you can get some really nice moves to the upside. A lot of times you'll go 50% of the range, only 38% of the range, 70% of the range. You know how it goes with fibs. It's all dependent on like what your reward to risk is, and you want to have 3-to-1 minimum if you're a swing trader, because that means you only have to win 33% of your trades to make money, assuming you position size properly.